Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. BlueDragonFive here.
And Jacob Wile.
It's time yet again to explore the vast catalog and find out what's a must or a bust on Disney Plus. Tonight, we're talking Star Wars Visions, Season 3.
Oh yes. Whereas season 2 went a bit worldwide, this one is back entirely in Japan, focusing on creating 9 individual stories by famed anime studios.
That is correct. So overall, how'd you feel about it?
I think it's a return to form. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed season 2. I mean, there were a few hiccups here and there, but I really enjoyed season 2. I'd say returning all to Japan. There are some like the others. Like the other volumes. I did like more than others, but overall, I did enjoy this one. Like it was kind of nice seeing some of the earlier ones continue. One of which there was one that I completely forgot was a continuation. Funnily enough, we'll get to that one later. But basically, seeing Japan's take on Star Wars, always a treat.
Yeah, so I thought this was, was a fun showcase as per usual with kind of our anthology anime show. Usually, usually it's kind of best saved for May, with May the 4th and everything, but still very pleasant. It was. I think we had stronger entries than season 2 overall, but I think like with any anthology thing, some are going to hit stronger than others, and I think that shows. But I mean, look, on the whole, man, I think what's great about Visions that Visions really brings it back to kind of the genesis of Star Wars, Joseph Campbell kind of Kurosawa roots of Star Wars, where it's not I guess more so Kurosawa, which where we get a lot of like the core kind of core principles of the Jedi and the Sith and all that, just kind of where like the lone swordsman kind of story comes from. So it's very much in the DNA of Star Wars. So leaning into that, so it's always an inspired idea and kind of fun to see. And I think Star Wars, ever since like the Disney reign of Star Wars, it's been at its strongest when we kind of get to the kind of the roots of Lucas and the roots of like what the original films were. Not taking away from some of the other stuff that we've done, but just like Mando, obviously being very deeply rooted in classic Star Wars, actually getting the seal of approval from George Lucas.
And that was inspired by a Japanese story, Lone Wolf and Cub.
Exactly. At least the first season, like the core, like inspiration behind Mando is very much Lone Wolf and Cub. So that's what I'm saying. It's very much like in tune with what Star Wars I think is at its best.
And as Dragon mentioned, the Kurosawa movie Hidden Fortress is what inspired Star Wars in the first place.
Exactly. So Kurosawa it's built into the DNA. When we lean into that sort of stuff in Star Wars, it tends to be the best Star Wars that we get. Now, I mean, I don't think this is gonna. I won't be rewatching this as much as Mando, but it's still pretty darn good.
I mean, season 1 still. I still think season 1 is some of the best.
I mean, that's the thing, Jay. Depending on how many seasons this thing goes for, which at least we're getting one more. I mean, how much it goes beyond that, I don't know. But
did you hear about a season 4?
Well, no, I'm just saying one of our parts here has a continuation, so I think optimistically they are planning for a season 4. But you're right; it's not set in stone.
If you're talking about the Ninth Jedi, it's not good. It's not part of this volume 4. It's actually going to be its own series.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, well, never mind then. This could be it. Regardless.
I mean, yeah, it's called like Star Wars Visions presents the Ninth Jedi.
Well, there you go. So, however it's going to shake out, it does seem at the end of the day, it's always going to be interesting with Visions, where you could pick and choose and make kind of like the ultimate kind of season of kind of this anthology show. If you pick and choose your favorites, so in that respect, you could have a really strong. I mean, you're right. Season 1's probably strong, but I haven't really gone back to it to really see like which season of the 3 is, the best. But it feels like kind of like a learn as you go kind of thing, where I think by the third go about, we have consistently strong episodes, and maybe one clunker, but we'll or clanker, but we'll get there.
Yep. So
yeah.
So I don't know if you'll have the same. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to go through this again and see if there's a clanker or clunker, whatever you want to use here. But Maybe we'll agree, maybe we
It's not
won't.
even irredeemable. It's just like I think compared to the rest, it's like it's kind of it's kind of the black sheep. But we'll.
All right, but yeah. So we want to get let's get into it then,
Yeah,
shall
so
we?
we're just gonna break them down, kind of cover the highlights without kind of spelling it, because you folks are here. You've watched them. At least
Yep.
most of you have. Code Geass probably not, but somebody watched it.
And the reason we're not doing this, and maybe because Disney decided for some reason to release this in October,
Just
in early this, at least like a couple weeks ago.
we were tempted to wait, but we are getting Mando in May anyway, so we have something, so we're fine.
Yeah, unless it gets delayed, which I don't see happening.
Now I gotta think about that. Thanks, Jacob.
You're welcome.
What if they delay it? Oh no!
I think it's on track though.
All right.
But all right, so let's get into the duel. Payback, produced by Kamikaze Doga and Anima. Now, Anima didn't work on the first duel that was done exclusively by Kamikaze Doga. Now, Kamikaze Doga is an is a CG studio specializing in commercials, video games, and a lot of anime openings. Notable works from them include like the full anime production of Batman Ninja, which Dragon is obviously familiar with,
Uh-huh.
and the openings of pretty much every JoJo's Bizarre Adventure except Diamond is Unbreakable and Golden Wind.
Yeah.
And Anima, there's actually nothing notable that they've done. There's not even a website or anything like that, but they seem to there is a website, but they basically seem to have assist in video game development or video game cutscenes, which I guess makes sense considering this is kind of this is a CG.
Yeah.
But and also some of you may have guessed, this is a sequel to one of the three shorts that that's a continuation from Volume 1. Obviously, The Duel, which like the Duel, which like this one opened Season 1.
It does maybe lend credence to this could be the last Visions, but I don't know. In terms of like closing the loop like that, but regardless. It's kind of we have some sparse continuations, which is always the trap you could run into with anthologies, as What If kind of demonstrated, where sometimes you have a popular one that kind of, I mean, not to What If's detriment, but I think it depends on the preference of the audience, like what if they don't like a short, then they're stuck with getting continuation, which is taking away from the other standalone stuff you could get. That's always the double-edged sword of any anthology that has sequels. And I think honestly, I think luckily the three that I believe it's three that got continuations in this, unless you had a different count than I did.
No, it was 3.
Good. Okay, so I was on track with it. Anyway, yeah. So the three that got continuations were very popular, and ones that were on brand to get continuations. So,
I mean, there was some from the first volume that I also would have liked to see continuations of, but we can get into that later.
Right. Anyway, yeah. So the point being, it is kind of that it's the risk that they take, and I think we had a good balance of it. We had a good balance of it without going too crazy with it. Which again, What If a lot of people look? I love Captain Carter, but a lot of people, apparently not everyone is like thrilled with Captain Carter. So that's gonna
Well, I think it's more like the fact that she was she became like the main character of What If, despite the fact that it's supposed to be an anthology series.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So there's a bit of that, and that's more about how season 3 of What If was handled than I think the series as a whole. But that's neither here nor there. Back to this case, we have basically our Ronin Sith hunter, um, facing a demon from his past. This is a great examination of the fine line between Jedi and Sith, which is always one of the fascinating things in Star Wars that we explore. And I thought this short, I think, this segment, I think, did that very well. Just like the rogue Jedi is like a victim of the Ronin, who's now like this scary, kind of droid cyborg Jedi thing.
I think one of the biggest moments from the first season was seeing this lone Ronin and him pulling out a red lightsaber.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when basically like, oh, this series is going to play with the formula a bit.
Yeah, and also again, this one it's very appropriate to start off, the season with, especially if it's the last one, but just in general, like starting any
We don't know if it's the last one yet.
I know. I said hypothetically the last one, but
I mean, it's technically not marked as complete. But
yeah,
all right, go on.
Yeah. Anyway, my point is, regardless, starting the season off, it's appropriate in that this summarizes the hallmarks of what Visions is, and that it's with the Batman Ninja logic, which is appropriate given this is the Batman Ninja Studio. It's again that George Lucas Kurosawa principle on full display here. This is like just the mission statement of what Visions could be.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's just it's all the trappings of Star Wars, but kind of in a feudal Japan era, very Kurosawa era, and it's like it's everything we celebrate with the the Jedi and the Sith, and like the way of the Jedi with the way of the samurai.
And even Star Wars, even the Clone Wars, like when we had a full episode homaging Seven Samurai.
Yeah. So I love that this one has a bit of like the aesthetic of this one's always great too, as I mentioned, with the whole kind of fusion of like feudal Japan and the and then kind of the Star Wars kind of world building of it all. But it's also kind of like the black and white and like the lightsaber color is like the only true color that we get in this. I still love that design choice. That's great.
It is. I mean, sometimes it's even hard to tell that this short is CG.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for a while, I thought it was just like heavily stylized 2D animation.
I gotta be honest, I thought the same thing.
Until I was like, wait, this is CG?
Yeah, I mean, given the studio, I kind of figured it's probably CG, but it looks very convincing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, props to them.
So,
but the fight scenes in this were actually really cool too.
Well, they were really cool in the first one too. Remember, we kind of call it back here. We had like the multi-armed lightsaber.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, we bring that back, and that was like the big crowd-pleasing moment from the first season.
Yep, that's part of the fun of Long. It's like, okay, you don't have to be completely beholden to canon.
It's like General Grievous's wet dream, that lightsaber. Just like, yes, I want that saber. Yes,
another addition to my collection.
Yep.
Yes.
So I also like in this one just with the whole Wanderer, Ronin Jedi thing. It reminds me a lot of Ronin Sith. I mean, reminds me a lot of kind of Roni Kenshin.
Like the wandering samurai kind of.
Yeah, the idea of the swordsman with a very dark past who's kind of on a redemptive path here. It's kind of like Roni Kenshin crossed with like just given the sci-fi-ness of it all, kind of a bit of Samurai Jack in there.
Probably without the time travel aspect of that.
Well, yeah.
Like, I still need to watch Rurouni Kenshin, but
yeah, you do. I suggest original,
otherwise known as Samurai X.
Yeah.
So, and I remember I still have the link saved that you told me about for Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
So.
No.
But I can't say. But since I haven't watched that, I can't say I see the comparison. But based on what I've seen, I can understand where you're coming from.
At the very least, in the premise, it's.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, the lone wandering samurai is like a classic cinematic trope in its own right.
Also, kind of carry over into the Western for the American audience.
Yep, lone gunman.
Yep.
Not the guy from the X-Files, but.
And then we kind of fuse them together with Mando.
The Mandalorian with no name, as he's called.
Yeah.
I think as never mind.
Well, but he does technically have a name, so that kind of falls apart. But I know what you're getting at, though.
I mean, it was basically a joke that one of the actors made.
Yeah.
So. But either way, this basically is a really fun way to reopen and reintroduce Visions, especially saying, we're going back to the Japanese side of things.
Love that we had R5 in this.
For a while I thought the droid actually was voiced by Anthony Daniels. I mean, did you think so too for a moment?
No, I didn't. No.
I mean, for a moment, it's like, is that Anthony Daniels?
We did get some really good casting in this season, but we'll get there when we get there.
I mean, because remember, they did get Tamura Morrison for Boba Fett in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, but did they get? I mean, I thought for a moment, I didn't really think it was him.
You looked it up afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not him.
I mean, I didn't look it up. I
I
watched
mean,
it.
look, instinctively, I think we think it's going to be Anthony Daniels, but I don't think it really did. I didn't think. I don't think Anthony Daniels is going to do it. Honestly, at this point, it has been a while. I'm starting to think Daniels might have like officially retired from C-3PO. I don't think he's doing any Star Wars these days.
Hmm, who knows?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. For a while, he was like no matter what, he always played C-3PO, and he wrote this really good book about it too. And you know,
I
it's
mean,
just kind of like
I think I think if I'm not mistaken, he's recently in Rebuild the Galaxy. But
that would make sense, and I really hope that is him. I hope he's in that.
as I remember like the pieces of the past, that one that just came out, that he might have been in that, but I need to rewatch it to find out.
Anyway,
But either way,
so our Jedi cyborg quite terrifying, right?
oh yes, like basically his humanity was entirely stripped away. And as you said, it's like kind of like blurring the line between Jedi and Sith in this sense, because
And
because the Jedi is consumed by revenge.
I love in making him a droid. There also takes away the humanity, which is something we usually. I know we have various alien species that are also Jedi, but we've never seen like a droid as a Jedi though. That is at least
I
to my
think
knowledge.
I think he's more of a cyborg, right?
Well, that's something you see. Well, it's kind of the RoboCop thing. RoboCop is a cyborg. He's not a robot because there is Alex Murphy in there, at least parts of Alex Murphy. So by
A,
legal
ro-
definition, he is not like a fully robotic. He's not an
a,
android.
a RoboCop sounds better than android or robot cop.
Exactly, cyborg cop. It just
Well,
doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't have the same ring.
Yeah. So with that in mind, it's like it's the thing though of like it's kind of the ship of Theseus.
Basically, basically you if you take the old part, rebuild it with that, and then replace it with new parts. But you rebuild the ship with the old parts. Which one is the original ship?
So there's an argument to be made for our cyborg here if that happened to him, given just how robotic he does look. But then again, it's a little. But again, he's such a creepy visual and he's so human in like the facial design. It's really hard to tell how much of him is actually there. But the point being, he's lost sight of it, whether that or like whether just being droid or it's like he's become so droid-like. It's like he's blurring the lines and he's like a rogue Jedi, so he's not abiding by all the rules. And I guess my whole point here is that I love that we have a Jedi who is again the fascinating concept of Star Wars with Jedi and Sith is like just how fine a line it is with the whole fall of Anakin Skywalker. The idea that he what sent this Jedi down the dark path. How easy a choice is it to make? Like we saw the better example is Luke Skywalker. We saw Luke. He almost gave into it, and it's very tempting. So seeing our Jedi, who is basically he has this revenge. He wants to get revenge on the
The
Sith.
Ronin, the Ronin.
Yeah, the Ronin that took away his humanity, that really ruined his life, and you can't really fault him for that. But the idea is, it's been this slippery slope, and he's absolutely in flagrant violation of the thing the Jedi's live by, which
And
is again,
not to mention the Ronin is a former Sith.
yes,
He's no longer technically part of the Sith.
yeah, but again, he's using the technicality to go after him there, and again, claiming it's like essentially claiming it's justice and not revenge, because a Jedi can't exact revenge. It's why we had a whole title change on Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
So, but I love like blurring those lines and examining the two characters from there, and the fact that he's lost so much humanity and kind of what he used to be. We have that awesome moment where during the battle, during the rematch, I guess, he becomes colorblind, which fits in with the black and white style, and he's reaching for the lightsaber and he reaches for the wrong lightsaber. I thought
He,
that was a perfect end bit for that
he,
character.
yeah, he grabs the red one.
Just a fit. It was such a fitting statement. So I love the storytelling in the duel here. This was phenomenal.
Yeah. And even then, like the set pieces were great too. Like it was like a village built up top, built inside AT-ATs,
Oh yeah,
and then they were like fighting on top of its feet.
which was awesome.
Yep. Basically an adrenaline, basically a shot in the arm to introduce season 3.
Yeah, it makes you want to go back and watch Batman Ninja, doesn't it?
Well, for me, I'd be watching it for the first
Well,
time.
that's what I mean. To the audience, I guess maybe rewatching Batman Ninja. In your case, watching it for the first time.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, if the animation's as good as it in there as it is here,
I'm gonna say it's pretty. It's not black and white, but it's still pretty cool.
I mean, it's Batman traveling back in time and fighting in feudal Japan. So
Yeah.
I mean, that already sounds pretty awesome.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on to the Song of Four Wings by Project Studio Q. Another one that doesn't have much to say for it. Doesn't have much in its name. But it actually actually assisted with the twins in Volume 1. Other than that, not much information is available on them. I think they're mostly an assist studio.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I found this one to be very cute. This one, I think there are a couple segments in this season that feel kind of have that, and I think Vision's at its best when we have a little bit of that Studio Ghibli energy, and I think we got a little bit of that here. This felt a little Kiki's Delivery Service, and I love that.
There is a later one that it kind of attribute more to Studio Ghibli, but
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's later on now.
yeah, but yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from. I like the plucky female character, the cute sidekick.
Yeah, as I'm saying, we got a couple that have the Ghibli vibe. This one definitely it's the plucky princess who ends up basically in her own version of the Death Star trench run, which is pretty cool.
Although the later end of this episode definitely is not Ghibli-esque.
No, that's true. No.
Yeah, but I would actually like to see Studio Ghibli work on a Star Wars Visions.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
I mean, I know they've did that like Grogu and Dust Bunnies thing, but
yeah,
I'd like for them to actually contribute an actual short to this.
Yeah, it would have taken many years to do so.
Well, they have plenty of time, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'm saying Vision. If the lights are going out on Visions, then probably not.
Well, again, hypothetical.
So, yeah. So very. It's very cute. We find, I believe it's a Whoopus.
Yeah, Whoopus found by Princess Karane.
Yep.
It's spelled like crane, which is important.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Whoopus very Baby Yoda-esque, even though some Yoda vibes, Grogu vibes. I mean.
Yep, and he hits like the big eyes, the furry little creature, and I love Tortu.
Yep.
Like he's the only droid that can play her music.
Which is great. And again, that's the biggest Kiki nod here. We do have some really great like pop cultural nods and just animation nods throughout these. And this, I'm just saying the music thing did remind me a lot of like Kiki with the Walkman.
Well, as she's flying.
Yes, which is that we open that movie and it's this great little it's a very Star Lord-esque kind of moment for it. It's great.
Yep. So we get a little bit of her history with her kingdom was destroyed by the Empire, and she was basically rescued by her mother.
Yeah.
So, and basically was sent to become who she was meant to be.
One of my favorite things we do in Visions, especially this season, we're doing a couple of these shorts. I love them when we're taking like the classic like set pieces and iconography of Star Wars, taking the familiar, and then we're just kind of like we're using that as like the backdrop for the original story at play here. So here, it's Hoth, maybe Hoth. It's a snow planet of some kind, and we have the AT-ATs, of course. Like I think like anyone, the Snow Walkers, the AT-ATs are just beyond cool.
The world here is called Jotes.
Right.
But yeah, the AT-ATs popping out of the ground was like one of the most insane things.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I definitely didn't expect to see them popping out of the like we saw them like barely operate on Hoth, but see them actually popping out of the snow was like a holy wow moment.
Yeah. So let's see. So the moment we got to talk about. So while we're basically fleeing the Snow Walkers, we got we have Tortu,
who transforms into a flying suit,
not like an X-wing, basically an X-wing mech suit.
Yeah.
Which is just incredible. It's basically the idea that again with the trappings of Star Wars. Like, what if we took the take it, pick what you will, whether you want to say literally the Death Star trench run, because that's kind of what it boils down to, or I guess to be more accurate, you want to take like the X-wings going up against the the walkers at the top of Empire on Hoth.
Weren't those the snow speeders? Oh,
Uh,
there were X-wings in there. Never mind. I
well,
think.
yeah. You know what? You might be right. It was a snow speeder. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But the point being, it's kind of a combination of the two.
Yeah.
Death Star trench run, the snow speeders. The point being, it's a little.
I mean, it's just splitting hairs, but yeah.
Yes, regardless, yeah. So it's just kind of like taking the iconography of Luke and the X-wing, doing the iconic thing from Star Wars, but applying it to kind of like many anime tropes. Taking our kind of our Kiki-esque, lead character, and we're putting her in like in a Voltron suit. Well, not a, in a mech, an assembling mech suit.
Yeah, and it's from her astromech droids,
which is just beyond cool.
It was. It's like I definitely didn't expect that.
Yeah, it's the wow moment.
That is another wow moment.
I think overall the whole shorts is very charming and upbeat, and just the girl in X-wing armor versus an AT-AT just beyond cool, and we have our little force sensitive alien, kind of help saving the day.
Yep, Woopus was adorable. I wouldn't be surprised if they make merch about him soon.
Yeah.
And the way he fixed the cannon using the force.
Yeah.
And I
love that it was just unplugged, by the way. Yeah, I loved like distilling it down to it was just unplugged.
Yeah, just unplug it and then plug it back in again.
Yeah, it almost works like a cosplay suit of some kind. That's kind of like.
Honestly,
oh no! It came. I posed for a picture. It came unplugged. Can someone plug me back in? Woopus, can you plug me back in, buddy?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody does cosplay as this as Karane sometime.
I mean, maybe Star Wars Celebration. Who knows?
I mean, I could totally see it. I mean, it wouldn't be too hard of a design. I mean, her basic design wouldn't be too hard to pull off. The astromech part, the astromech wingsuit might be, but the rest of it, I can totally see working.
Yeah.
Any more to say on that one?
No, it's just cool.
All right, moving on to our first continuation.
Well,
what?
Well, the other one was a continuation, Jacob.
Oh yeah, our next continuation.
There you go.
Pardon my misspeaking. With the Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope. Ads are in. I continue with by Studio Production IG.
Not IG-11.
No, they won't initiate self-destruct. Some of the things they're best known for are Ghost in the Shell.
Mm-hmm.
I think the movie's Ghost in the Shell, Haikyuu, the volleyball anime, and the animation for Kill Bill Volume 1.
Oh, that's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, you heard the news about Kill Bill, didn't you?
Yep, they're like the whole bloody affair. Yep.
And I assume, so there was like footage that wasn't used. I don't think it's new footage, but it's probably production IG animation for like more animated segments that's being worked into the full cut.
Yeah, I did hear about that. Seems pretty neat.
Oh yeah.
So, as you may have surmised, this is another continuation with La Cara on her way to find her father. As she was when we last saw her.
Her biological father.
Biological father.
Yep.
But she gets lost. She gets lost in space.
Yep.
While trying to fix her ship, and while she gets blasted away, and her voyage ship goes into hyperdrive. So, Dragon, what are your thoughts on Child of Hope?
So when she's separated from her friends, she's found by Teto. Now, I love this segment in large part because of Teto, because Teto was
I wasn't expecting to love Teto as much as I did.
So the big reason I love Teto is he is voiced by a mainstay on the channel. He is voiced by Freddie Highmore, who was, of course, a lot of people know him as, the Charlie Bucket from Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and also the kid from Finding Neverland. For me, I think me and Tiki, and I'm sure some sect of people, Norman Bates from Bates Motel. So Freddie Highmore is a great actor. So a lot of people probably see him on The Good Doctor as well, but he is. I I love this kid, man. He's great. And then plus, here's the thing. Usually, Bates Motel. A lot of people don't know unless you're thinking about him when it's in Finding Neverland. They kind of forget that he's an English actor because he plays American roles. So he's actually very fluent in many languages, but he is he's an English actor. And the idea of like taking Freddie Highmore, letting him do his natural English speaking voice, and
Tattoo.
applying it to Star Wars, which again, just given the English the fact that Star Wars was done on Elstree and everything, and there's a lot of like English actors in Star Wars, and it's just kind of the vernacular and it's kind of like the kind of the touchstone. And
Mhm.
in classic Star Wars, it just felt like, oh my god, that is flawless casting. That's fantastic.
And not to mention that Teto himself is just like this great design.
Yeah, just making him. Yeah, you're right. It's a great design. It's a kind of a great fusion of just kind of the Star Wars droid logic mixed in with kind of Japanese culture. It just works.
Like the giant eyes, like the moving parts that form his mouth.
It's like, what if Wally were a butler? That's kind of what it is, you know.
I mean, that I couldn't have worded it better myself, and spoke perfect English
Yeah,
with Freddie Highmore as Freddie Highmore.
I think Freddie Highmore he carried this in all the right ways. I invest in the short amount of time I really became invested in the friendship between Kara and Teto.
And he basically like, oh, a Jedi, you can help me. Like, and he always, and another thing that kind of endears him, and that's something, and this is something that a lot of Japanese animes do to like show like a childish or endearing side of a trait of a character, have them they refer to themselves by their first name.
Mm-hmm.
So he constantly calls himself. He refers to himself in the third person. He calls himself Teto. Like Teto wants to see his master. I haven't seen him in so many years.
So I love this little bargain that they strike here, where she helps him find his master. And then it's like this really kind of sad moment of like the master's been in stasis too long, so he's not coming back. So he kind of adopts her as the new master, which is it's a really sweet little story.
It's like at first you think like maybe something's gonna like maybe like his master would see like maybe his master like the thing the way it kind of leads you is like maybe okay, let me rephrase it. The way the story goes, it makes you think maybe his master is actually a Sith.
It's possible, yeah.
It makes you think of, oh, maybe it's a Sith, but then it's like, nope, his master's just dead. He's
Yeah.
been in life support for far too long.
I'm with you. I had a similar like, oh no, if we're gonna unthaw this guy, and it's gonna be trouble. But then you're right though. It's like, oh wait, no, he's just dead. I mean, yeah, that could happen. It's like you put someone in carbon freeze for too long. It's like maybe they're not gonna wake up.
Yep, but Techo basically he is kind of upset by it, but he's basically got closure from his master and was thankful to Kara and went along with her.
And I love the again like little bits too, like where she's hungry and she's a little embarrassed that she's hungry. It's just like Teto will feed Kara.
Another classic anime trope.
Yeah.
the embarrassing belly rumble.
Yep.
And Teto's a good cook too.
Let's be honest, man. Especially this season, we had really strong droid concepts this season, and a lot of really strong droid characters.
Yep, I think like StarWars.com itself even made an article about the droid characters in this.
Really?
Like they made like the best droids from season 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like and Teto was like one of the ones they like. I think the one they use as like the headlining image.
Yeah, they should be. So I mean, so ultimately, this boils down to Teto sacrifices himself for.
I was like, no, not Teto.
I was on the edge of my seat, and I was like, oh no, Teto's gonna pull an Iron Giant. Oh no.
It's like, I think he used his energy to activate the escape pod, and create a sign so Kara could escape and her friends could find her.
It reminded me a little bit of the robot episode from Dragon Ball Z. A little bit.
Yeah, kind of. The one
Yeah.
you mean when Gohan gets trapped?
Yeah, when Gohan befriends the robot. It was the filler episode, but yes.
I mean that was a good filler.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of like that. But Teto's definitely cuter.
No, you're right about that. So it's a beautiful sacrifice that Teto does to save Kara and basically abide by his programming to assist the Jedi. And it's like, even though she's kind of still like a Jedi in the making and not officially getting any rank, it's the idea that he was able to fulfill his programming in his last moments, returning the favor.
The saddest part is like there were other droids like him throughout the ship, but they all were they all basically lost their charges over the years, and he was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yet he never lost hope.
Yeah. Child of Hope. He was the Child of Hope.
Kind of, yeah.
Or I guess he was saving the Child of Hope. However you want to interpret it, but the point being there was hope.
Yep. A new hope.
Yeah.
But
no, though, Jake, there was a recent hope. There was a gently used hope.
Yeah. But either way, the two could be continued at the end of this episode, as I mentioned. And let's face it, her hugging that 9-9 droid was adorable.
Yes, it was.
It's like you could tell she was seeing Teto in 9-9 at that moment.
Oh, it was such a beautiful little bit.
Yeah, she was seeing Teto there.
Yeah,
sure.
Just the fact this girl misses that droid that saved her life. It's like it's beautiful.
It is it is. You could really feel her grief.
Yep.
And as I mentioned, the to be continued. It's going to be a full-fledged series. At least like it's like a short form mini series kind of.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it won't have Teto in it, which is already kind of a mark against it. Wouldn't you say, Dragon?
I would.
All right. So let's move on to another girl droid episode with The Bounty Hunters, produced by Wit Studio. Now, what Wit Studio? Some of the things they're best known for are the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan and Spy Family, which I think you would really like, Dragon.
I hear Spy Family's popular.
It's great. It's like my favorite anime right now.
Really?
Yep.
That much? You like it that much?
Oh yeah, I caught up on the manga too. It's currently in its 3rd season, so check that out. But anyway, so Dragon, what were your thoughts on The Bounty Hunters? This is kind of an interesting one.
So bounty hunters are always fun, especially in Star Wars. I mean, Boba Fett, The Mandalorian. I mean, I think in general, see with bounty hunters and from a storytelling perspective, when they're in focus, it's kind of like, I think it's kind of what the appeal of Deadpool is to a large extent. It's a character with like loose morals who can do anything. So
I love how kind of like ambiguously gray this one kind of is. The characters in it and all that.
Yeah.
But obviously the droid with the split personality.
Yeah, so we have our assassin character, basically a girl who's raised by assassins, 7.
Yep.
Which, the moment I heard her name, it reminds me of this joke from Seinfeld. So there's an episode, I think it's called The 7, where George Costanza, he basically, this is like in season 7, most likely. Essentially, he's at dinner with Susan and his fiance and her friends, and basically the friends are like, I think, expecting, and essentially, George is like, it was kind of a conversation about baby names, and he lets him in on like a secret, like what he would name his child. It was 7 for Mickey Mantle.
Oh God!
And is the idea that it's called. I'm sure there are actually some kids out there who probably named 7 because of that episode. No joke. It's possible.
The thing is, Mickey is at least a respectable name.
And they get into that in the episode. Like, what about Mickey? It's just like, no, 7. So the first thing I think of whenever I hear like 7 as a name, it's like, okay, that's Seinfeld. All right, so we have 7 and her trusty droid, who's an awesome droid. The idea that
Eva 4.
Yes. Isn't it IV4A?
It's IVA4.
A4.
It's like the name is IV-A4. I think she calls him Eva 4.
Okay, so Eva 4. I love the idea of taking the med droid and turning it and giving this assassin protocol,
which he despises, and the assassin side wants purged out of him.
Yeah, it's just given a droid with a split personality is such an insanely off the wall yet really cool idea, and the fact that we've made it's something that we kind of saw like the inkling of in IG-11 and his reprogram. As a reprogramming this, it's not quite the same thing, but the idea we have like an assassin droid, basically become a nanny, become a nurse, you know. And we gotta taken that idea, we take it next level here, add like the anime polish to it.
Oh yeah,
They're a wonderful duo. It's a great pair. It's like, would you please take the job so I can stop being a split personality?
that's exactly what he wants. It's like the medical droid is perfectly fine, but then once he switches over to his assassin side, he's like, oh yeah, it's like nailed it.
Yep.
like the medical droid is completely straight laced, but the assassin one basically is just all like entirely nuts.
Yeah. So take this job from the shady industrialist guy.
Yep, Jinsim.
Yes, Jinsim. And basically, this guy's like spinning slavery as like a rescue operation, which kind of clears. Okay, really wearing chains around the neck. That's like that helps them. Come on, man. And they kind of see the writing on the wall on that one, but they're not questioning the payday.
Yep.
So they end up in this ethical. We kind of see on display here the ethical conundrum of bounty hunting, which again, one of the big, we have a moment here that is very indicative of one of the great moments of Mando season 1. It's episode 3 of season 1 where Mando has this opportunity for change where he goes back to the ship. He's handed Grogu over to Dr. Pershing and basically the we gave him a cool name. We gave him like I guess the client. They had the client.
Played by Werner Herzog.
Played by Werner Herzog. And essentially, it's the moment where he goes back to the ship and he has like the little knob that he puts back on the. He either looks at the knob or he puts the knob back on the little control panel. He's thinking about Grogu, and it's like it's that moment of like, am I really gonna leave without him? Which he absolutely could have. There was a chance of that.
Yep.
So it's just the ethical conundrum of bounty hunting, and we kind of see it here, where we have the Twi'lek siblings, and it's the realization that okay, this creepo wants a matching set, and it's we can't let that
happen. So basically, what they do at that point, basically they turn the
they Trojan horse it. They go in there, it's like, oh, I've captured them all here, yeah, psych, and we double cross the bad guy.
And speaking of continuing the theme of droid armor, Jinsim dons droidica armor.
That he does,
which was pretty dang cool.
Oh yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. And of course, we get to get to the basically Jinsim pulls his final gambit. The necklaces around the slaves, let's call them slaves, are bombs, basically preventing them from escaping. And wants 7 to kill Eva 4 so he would let the slaves go, which she does.
Yeah.
But then the split personality kicks in.
It does.
So basically, she pulled a fast one on him yet again.
Yep.
There's not much to talk about in this one. Just a fun episode.
Oh yeah.
And let's just say 7, good-looking woman.
Oh, of course.
So.
Yep. All right.
Moving on to Yuko's Treasure. Produced by Kinema Citrus. Kinema Citrus, best known for Made in Abyss and The Rising of the Shield Hero. And this, I mentioned, was the other Ghibli-esque short that I talked about earlier.
Yes.
Also kind of crossed with the Goonies a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, there's probably a better comparison to be made, but
Well,
that's
I mean, I think the better comparison is going to be Skeleton Crew,
Skeleton Crew. Well, Skeleton Crew
which
literally,
is very Goonies inspired, so you're not far off. But I'm just saying, with like a literal Star Wars comparison.
yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
I really love this short.
there's a lovely short with, again, you're right. There's a lot of Ghibli touches
I
in
mean, like
this one.
especially the backgrounds.
Oh yeah, but also just the key visual of, like, the giant bear like, kind of creature with like the small child, a little Totoro esque, but
Like, Totoro is like the first thing I thought of when I saw Billy.
I gotta be honest. If I had to distill it down, I think we have three segments here that feel, have like elements of Ghibli. And I mind this is like the most Ghibli esque of the three, but just of those, you kind of have Kiki, you have Totoro, and later we're gonna have, I would argue, a bit of Mononoke, but point being quality Ghibli. So I would say Mononoke for the third one, which we'll get to.
I can probably think of which one you're referring to with that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so our bear droid Billy.
I love Billy.
Yeah, Billy's great. So the caretaker, he's awesome. He's again very Miyazaki esque. He cares for this cute little kid named Yuko. It's his birthday, but he's got to sell water on Tatooine, which basically, it's moisture farming on Tatooine, which makes sense. So again, our backdrop being Tatooine yet again. Set pieces of Star Wars, I think, really adding to the story, adding that authenticity despite the stylistic changes.
And he's voiced by Harvey Guillen.
Yeah.
I think if I remember, because he voiced the dog from Puss in Boots.
I think so, but I can't remember. I think you're right though.
I know, because I think he came to a convention that I was at, and I think that was, yep, he was in Last Wish.
Did you ask to pet him?
I think it's one of the ones I didn't go to.
All right.
But I'm not going to ask people if I can pet them, Dragon. And I love the fact that Billy stands for Baby, I Love You.
Yeah.
That's literally what it stands for.
Oh, no, it's great.
And the fact that like later on his helmeted form is called Darth Bear.
Which, again, I love that, it's basically Darth Vader as this droid teddy bear. It's great.
Yep.
It's kind of like, what if we went darker with the end with that character from the AI movie that Spielberg did?
You mean AI, artificial intelligence?
Yeah, that one. I mean, he had the teddy bear character.
Oh God. But yeah, this is I really, as I said, Yuko and Sola. I love their dynamic. I love
very Goten and Trunks esque, and I like it.
I just love the overall feeling and dynamics of this short, just like the overall sense of fun this episode has.
There's also pathos with we're missing the parents.
Oh yeah, classic Ghibli stuff.
And we have Sola. He's in with the wrong crowd, and they're looking to collect on the parents.
Fun especially with Fox Ear.
So Fox Ear, played by
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, and he did a great job too. He's so tailor-made for Star Wars. I love it.
Like, I knew that voice sounded familiar, but
I knew at the moment I heard. I didn't even need to look it up, Jacob. It's like, oh yeah.
I mean, I didn't either. I was like, wait a minute.
That's gotta. I'll eat my hat if that's not Buscemi.
And it was him.
Thank goodness.
But I would have your hat deep fried.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, he gives a very charismatic performance as Fox here. Like that classic like Saturday morning cartoon villain sleaze.
So, we have space pirates, again, per the skeleton crew of it all, and we've had pirates of Star Wars. Of course, the most iconic pirate who has not appeared in live action yet.
Hondo!
Yes, Hondo Ohnaka.
Like, where is Hondo?
I'm just saying, we still have Jim Cummings. Just put him in the makeup. That's all I'm saying. You don't even put him in the makeup. Have him dub the voice. Just do something.
It's like, wait, it's like, this is basically like Saturday, almost like a Saturday morning cartoon almost when it comes to Star Wars anime. Would you say?
Sure. I would say so.
But like I said, Saturday, like Steve Buscemi as Fox here, like he gives a great like Saturday morning cartoon villain sleaze.
Yeah, you said that.
And like the charm and all that.
Yeah, he's pretty menacing though.
He is menacing. Like Ironically enough, this is like one of the few episodes not to deal with like lightsabers and stuff. Like there's not a lot of that in this.
Which again is a mark of quality Star Wars, where you don't need a lightsaber to
Yep.
spell out that it's Star Wars.
Like, yep. Gura the Twi'lek, Riku, like the little Triceratops kid.
Yep.
I love that. I just love the character design in this.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay, what
But
do you want?
The Darth Vader aesthetic with evil, Billy, the reprogrammed Billy is it's very no, not Billy.
It's just it's you feel bad because it's Billy, but you're also kind of laughing because it's just like a giant teddy bear droid with the Darth Vader helmet and cape.
Wouldn't it be adorable if like Darth Vader's had like a long day and he walks by, Darth Billy, he says, "Come on, I'm going to bed." And he follows him along and like skipping along. It's the idea that Vader gets in the bed and the bear is just kind of standing by his bedside just to bring him comfort.
It's like now, Darth. Would you like me to read you a bedtime story?
Yes,
Which one would you like?
you know the one I like.
All right. Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away.
Do the music. Basically, the bedtime story is the opening crawl.
Pretty much so. The period, the galaxy was in a period of civil war.
No,
Do you need some more milk, Darth?
it hurts too much.
All right.
I bathe in warm milk. I don't need more milk.
What about a nice cold cup of water?
What am I, savage? No,
All right.
not on Tatooine.
Yeah. No, yeah. All right. Anything more to say on this one, Dragon?
I want my lava Java.
Lava,
Anyway,
lava job.
so the treasure reveal was very nice. The idea that the treasure was the starship.
At first, I was at first I was thinking like maybe the treasure was just either that coin or the fact that Yuko himself was the treasure.
That's what I initially was thinking. But like there was like a tangible thing.
The fact that it's an actual spaceship. Yeah, like that he was just waiting to show Yuko until he was older.
Yeah,
And he brought Solo along with him as well.
yeah, which is nice. So the kid was kind of stuck with the pirates. Now he's got a better option.
Yep. And like I said, not a lightsaber in sight, or I don't even think the Force was used in this at all, except
No,
maybe mentioning "May the Force be with you."
that's about it.
So yeah, proves that as you mentioned, Dragon, mark of quality that you don't need to use lightsabers and the Force to tell a quality Star Wars story.
Yep.
All right. Also from Kinema Citrus comes The Lost Ones.
Yeah.
Which is a continuation from The Village Bride in season 1.
This is the third of our 3 continuations.
Yes. The thing is, I didn't remember The Village Bride from the first season, so I completely forgot that. So I didn't realize that this was a continuation.
Well, that's the thing, Jacob. So, to my understanding, I could be wrong here. I want to say the Village Bride had like the biggest following of like that. And the Ninth Jedi, they were like the big hits of the. Not all 3 of them got continuations that performed really well, but people love, F, the character F from, from
What?
the Village Bride.
I do need to rewatch that.
But she was like she was like from Visions, like the whole thing. People like they went nuts for F. They love F. Like fan art and everything. That people love F.
That explains why she got a follow up then.
Oh yeah. At least from what I've understood, she's very popular, and I was unsurprised that she got a sequel.
Oh yeah. And I gotta say, I think this sequel does hold up pretty well.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, especially the final fight at the end is like visually amazing.
It's also interesting that we have like as our protagonists in almost all of them, we have essentially cute and or attractive anime girls, which of course another trope of anime. So
yep, always helps, but it never diminishes their quality of character though.
true. So,
And this one actually explains more about Yuko's past. Not F's past, I mean.
yeah. So, yeah. So F, like I said, always a big standout, so it makes sense. And I think I want to say a part of that is maybe due to the fact that F has a lot of similarities to Ahsoka in terms of the Padawan who didn't quite make it to full Jedi, but kind of broke off and ended up being like a really cool character who's essentially like the coolest Jedi, but in everything but name and their title.
Yeah. And basically, and
But she's her own Jedi kind of a thing. And yeah, remember Star Wars these days. I mean, it kind of lives and dies by the like the South Park joke is like we're doing we're forcing a lot of women in Star Wars when on the other side of the argument you have like Mando. We have fantastic female characters. It's been a long time to get there, but we actually did, and we had really good female characters. And I'm saying between that and between like when we've been kind of like really doing stuff like the Clone Wars characters that we've had, and we've been kind of bringing them to the screen more and just trying to kind of capitalize on them. There are great female characters in Star Wars. They've just been kind of hidden or like retroactive thanks to Clone Wars, and kind of bringing them to the surface.
and with F, as I mentioned, we learn more about her past in this one, especially with her master.
Yes, of course, the actress who plays F, great actress. We have Karen Fukuhara, who is the female, who's Kimiko from The Boys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Also, my favorite pop culture references in this one that we worked in. Tell me if you caught it. Did you catch the reference?
The Back to the Future.
Yes, yes.
I was like, oh my god, it's Darth Vader.
I know from the planet Vulcan.
Yep.
They pulled out not even that. He pulled out just to know it wasn't an accident. He pulled out like the Walkman.
Yep, or at least it was like a power
I know
station.
it just looked like the Walkman. It was still cool.
I was like, it's Darth Vader from planet Vulcan.
Yes, I lost it. Like, oh my god, it's the best short of all. Yes, oh my god. Just for that alone, yes.
Like unfortunately, I had that spoiled to me on X first,
Mm.
but I didn't know it was from this. So when I saw it here, I was like, "Oh my god!" But it was great. Yeah.
We had good people in this. We had Karen Fukuhara. We had Ryan Potter from Big Hero 6. We
Oh,
had
Hiro Hamada.
yep, we had Hiro Hamada as Ron,
Oh yeah.
and her master is played by Mark Strong.
Now, the name sounds familiar.
Okay, do you okay? You remember the Green Lantern movie? Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
He was Sinestro.
I'm sure has he done more than that?
Yes, he's done a lot more than that. I was getting there. I'm just saying. I figured maybe that one would strike a chord with you.
I haven't watched Green Lantern.
Okay, all right. Did you watch Kingsman?
Yes.
Okay, he was the. I'm trying to remember what his code name was. It might have been Lancelot. Wait, no, not Lancelot. It was. Yeah, he was. He was the guy. Like, oh, he was the guy in the chair. He was. I'm trying to remember if it was. There's Lancelot. There was. They were named after medieval, kind of things.
Merlin.
So he was Merlin then.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. Sorry, I think it was Galahad or not, but it was Merlin. Yeah.
He was also in Cruella. I just noticed.
Yes.
And he was also Savannah from Shazam.
Yep, that's a better one. And also, he was the bad guy in Sherlock Holmes, the first Downey Jr. one. Lord Black. Oh, crap, it was Black something. It wasn't Blackwell. It was crap. Anyway, yeah. So he was in that as well. Point. Mark Strong's a really good actor.
I mean, because I knew I'd heard his name, I just couldn't remember. I couldn't place it.
Yeah.
But now I know.
Also, another most recent one. He was recast as Carmine Falcone in the Penguin. He played the younger Carmine Falcone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's Mark Strong. He feels very much like a class actor you would get for Star Wars. So he's.
And he does a great job as Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, he like appropriately menacing and kind of tragic.
Oh yeah. I mean, he brought the gravitas that Liam Neeson would if you took Qui-Gon Jinn. You kind of went the route we went here with him.
Oh yeah. I mean, we don't delve into much, but he's another fallen Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
and he died saving F,
Hmm.
only to learn that she basically abandoned the Jedi Order, kind of.
Yeah, so again, there's a lot of layers of Ahsoka in there. You could argue with F, with that and the whole Anakin of it all. If you want to make kind of an Anakin Darth Vader comparison with what we do here with Zero.
And just like, I hate the war, I hate the Jedi, and I hate you.
And again, that's him giving into hate.
Leads to the dark side.
Hmm. So again, this was a phenomenal installment. Maybe the standout. I mean, there are a lot of great ones, but this might have been the standout.
I mean, like I said, the fight in the flowers, obviously evocative again of classic Japanese cinema,
hmm
is a gorgeous visual standout.
We have a lot of really good lines. So one of my favorite bits beyond the action was I love F interacting with the children. We have like the whole like while getting older isn't the same as growing up. Experience makes you grow up.
Like that's something that I've personally come to live by too. Growing old is not the same as growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. Also like evil takes advantage of it. And basically this whole thing where these kids are being misled by the Empire, the Jedi started the war and everything. Where basically it's her again, she's not like coming down on him. She's like kind of
She's,
gingerly kind of educating him. Like, look, evil takes advantage of ignorance and conflict. So
but
just make your own decisions.
but yeah, she's not telling that. She's not out like spelling it out to them. She's not saying that. She's not saying like, oh, the Empire is evil or things like that. She's leading them to come to their own conclusions, as you just said.
Yeah, we have so Juna is we have this character Juna who's very much like kind of a Dexter character. Like the guy who owns the diner from Attack of the Clones.
Yep. Who seems to know everybody
Oh yeah,
and basically and fixes F's prosthetic.
yeah. So I'd say so this was the Ghibli ones. This was the other one I was talking about. This one feels like the most Mononoke esque, perhaps.
I can kind of see that.
Not one for one because there's like a natural world thing with Mononoke, but I'm just saying in terms of like the scope of the cinematic kind of nature of it. I love the world building here. The idea that they're where they are is basically where they mine the carbon the stuff for the carbon freeze for the carbonite freeze.
The carbonite gas.
Yeah, so the gas, the carbonite gas, and the idea the title Lost ones is like when the gas leaks are like these plumes of death essentially, which of course is a lot of parallels you can draw with the history of Japan with that one. The idea of like just a plume of death and destruction, just kind of like raining down there, and it's the idea of
The thing is, it reminded me more of Pompeii.
well, Pompeii's probably the better example. I was talking about like more of like the ash raining down kind of logic, but
Oh yeah, there are definitely obviously parallels to Japan when it comes to that.
so that's what I was kind of leaning towards. But you're right, Pompeii's another good example.
I mean, the people there were like literally calcified because of the ash from Mount Vesuvius.
Exactly. So it's very, yours is probably more one for one. Regardless, the idea that it's lost ones who were then, were then frozen in the carbonite. Like the one guy with his loved ones, like just kind of frozen like that. And the way we use this chemical, like little sample of the gas, to do away with Zero was ingenious.
And even then, like, she was like, I can't beat you in a duel, but that doesn't mean I can't beat you.
Which was beyond awesome.
and he was actually happy. Zero was happy.
I know. I love that in his last moments he was, how you've grown, like how you've grown, which is like this beautiful. And again, it feeds into what her philosophy was about the whole age and experience thing, and just like that being like his final moments, like after this villain turns, like like the Darth Vader glimmer of hope at the end before he died, kind of a moment.
He died in peace.
Yeah.
So there's something I was gonna say about this. Like before that, it's talking about how like one of the best parts of was F, like actually talking about how she's fighting for her master, not who he became, but who he was.
Yeah. Which again, kind of Ahsoka.
Yep.
I'm not trying to throw under the bus saying it's like an Ahsoka ripoff or anything. I'm just saying it's like great characters.
I could see F carrying carrying a series as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, yes, I could absolutely see it. People love this character. I would imagine she's bred for it, man. That her and Kara.
Oh yeah, I, but again, that had Teto, and now Teto's gone.
Yes, he is. But he's a droid, so he could always be found and rebuilt potentially.
Well, I think the ship was blown up.
Scratch that. He could always be Teto 2.0, make him sound exactly like the other guy.
It'd be only be a carbon copy though.
Oh, you're right, though. Wouldn't have the same weight. Okay.
Yeah, but either way, Lost Ones, another great one, another standout from this season.
Yep.
And next up, The Smuggler, brought to you by Studio Trigger, who previously did The Twins and The Elder from season 1. Things they're best known for are Kill la Kill, Little Witch Academia, and Promare, the movie, which was a movie. And the same people who did that originally came from a studio called Gynax, who worked on something called, worked on the series Neon Genesis Evangelion. And the same creative team worked on Gurren Lagann.
Pretty impressive.
Dragon, have you watched Gurren Lagann?
No, but I've seen a little bit of the other one.
You'd really, if Dragon, I brought this up when we did Megas XLR, but you'd really love Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
So so watch that when you can. But so, what'd you think of The Smuggler?
I thought this one felt it's appropriate you're bringing up Megas XL. This one felt the most Toonami of it all. It just felt very much Toonami era anime, and I loved it.
It was a definite Kill la Kill. I mean, Studio Trigger is known for being like a lot of their stuff being like off the wall and crazy.
Yeah.
Some of their stuff is like kind of subdued and kind of slice of life stuff, but like their biggest hits are like when they basically go balls to the wall. So this is kind of more of their subdued side. I mean, you remember how the Twins went, Dragon? Remember how crazy the Twins was?
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty much standard Studio Trigger. This is kind of more on their subdued side of things, but still has that element of over the topness to it. So, and instead of bounty hunters, this one is kind of smuggling, another shady side of the Star Wars angle. So why don't you get into it a bit, Dragon?
Yeah, so like I said before, I think we're really hitting things well with our female protagonist, with Cheetah. She's taking a job so she can escape the Empire it's looking for her. She's very much in kind of cut from the Han Solo cloth, as we see. Her way out really is she's offered this job of smuggling a prince off planet, and basically to to Yavin 4, the rebel base from A New Hope. Which again, a lot of parallels to A New Hope, but from the smuggler's POV, which is an inspired choice. We have Glenn Yu. I might be butchering her name, but Glenn Yu. She is this, she's the surviving. Basically, we reveal that she's a surviving Jedi. It's very much kind of our Obi-Wan-esque figure who's facilitating the deal, kind of like Obi-Wan did.
Basically, she overhears her trouble getting the ship fixed from this alien. I don't know. I forget what type of alien it is, but basically, she owes him a lot of credits. It keeps altering the deal.
Yes. Our prince is kind of like in the Luke Skywalker vein, at least, yeah, in terms of like what the cargo is, or like what we're kind of bringing along with us.
and it's pretty obvious that the cargo is going to be the prince.
Yeah. So I admit it, with the prince thing, it's kind of dumb how the Empire's just hassling any young man on the planet, even though it's like completely wrong ethnicity, wrong hair, wrong this, wrong probably aliens. It's a little ridiculous because you're gonna like, oh boy, you better get out of here. Like they're hassling anyone. We see like this guy who looks nothing at all like the prince, just being hassling his poor mother's about to be.
But to be fair, the prince did wear a lot of makeup.
I mean, come on.
I said to be fair.
All right, fine.
I'm not saying it made complete sense, but I'm just saying he did wear a lot of makeup, so they didn't know what he truly looked like.
It's not a deal breaker. It's just I'm just throwing it out there. It's like this is one that's a quibble.
It's anime. It's cartoon anime logic.
True. So we have this very exciting land speeder escape, which is great out there, evading the bounty hunters and everything.
Yeah, Star Wars doesn't really do a lot of car chases. I mean, outside of like Attack of the Clones, but that really kind of shows that there's potential for it here.
Oh yeah. And Book of Boba Fett gave us kind of a car chase, but you know,
yeah,
more. Yeah.
This one did it better.
Yep, I'm still campaigning, man. Again, we do a holiday special. I want to do a car chase with the Star Tours vehicle, and like, man, and they're trying to save Grogu. Like, you give Kevin Smith a cameo. We put him on the Star Tours ship,
and it's just Kevin Smith. Not even him playing a character. It's just Kevin Smith.
Pretty much. Like, we want to see his face. Technically, Kevin Smith was in The Rise of Skywalker. He was in a mask though, but he was there.
Kind of like how a lot of like certain actors were in like stormtrooper gear.
Well, okay, look, no, not like that.
And like I'm just thinking, like there were like several well-known actors in like wearing gear.
Well, yeah, but
in like with The Force Awakens as well.
Well, yeah, but that was more of like they were dubbed in afterwards, though.
All right,
but including Kevin Smith. So in the first movie, Kevin Smith also cameoed as one of the stormtroopers, but he was actually on set in a costume in Rise of Skywalker.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. There were a lot of celebrity cameos, like Daniel Craig and such, in the first one, Force Awakens. Yes. Anyway. So we have an exciting land speeder chase. We're raiding the bounty hunters. We have the reveal that Glenn Yu is a Jedi, and a pretty cool Jedi too.
When she popped the lightsaber out of her wrist.
It was, oh my god, like her doing a kind of a space Wolverine. It's great. What if Wolverine were a Jedi? It would hurt like the Dickens, because that's gonna like that's
like the claw, like his claws would like how they have like those things on his costume.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of they would just be lightsabers.
Yeah.
So.
It's gonna every time it comes out, that would explain why it cauterized the wound. That's why it closes up so easily.
Yep, that would be awesome. It's like that is actually something I'm surprised they haven't done here. Organic lightsabers. In Visions, I mean, not in actual Star Wars.
It's a good question.
I'm not saying they should do that in real canon Star Wars, but there's been crazier things in both canon Star Wars and formerly canon Star Wars.
Just look at the Acolyte.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the less we look at that, the better.
That's true. I mean, I can't bear to watch it. I just like from what I've seen on the peripheries, like, oh man, that's a train wreck. God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to hear anyone complain about Mando season 3 ever again if they just watch like 2 episodes of the Acolyte.
And I think that's pretty much the general consensus.
Yeah.
But here, I think the fact that it's anthology, not claiming to be canon, it allows them to obviously be a bit more creative with that kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
and allows them more suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, so we ultimately reveal her past, which is she vowed basically during the Jedi Purge, the royal family saved her, and she vowed to serve the royal family.
She no longer served the Jedi Order,
which was nice.
So she's technically no longer a Jedi, but still serves the prince.
I love our ending here. I love the ending of we go.
Did anyone else think he was proposing to her?
It was an odd choice.
He got down on one knee.
Yeah, it was an odd choice.
Yeah, but I mean, I still have to like, wait, is he gonna propose to her?
It really felt like that. I was like, really, why would you make him do that? It's just gonna send a lot of mixed messages there. I
mean, no. And then it's just like basically hired her on as an official smuggler.
Yeah, but this was one again. Just going to the Evan Rebel base was great, and like her kind of making the noble call. But the idea, like, hey, you want to be a smuggler for hire? This is like, do I? And it's very nice. Like like she's got a regular gig. She's with some new friends. It worked out for her. It was nice.
Yep, and it's framed as like a marriage proposal.
Yeah.
Which is, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's weird, but
I mean, it got her attention at the very least.
Yeah.
And who knows? Actually, and outside of like the Village Bride, they haven't really explored a lot of marriages in Visions. I kind of would like to see more weddings in a more positive sense than the Village Bride explored.
Well, no, we did get a wedding in Star Wars.
I know we've gotten weddings.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I said in Visions.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say.
I guess yeah, we should see a wedding in Visions.
I don't know.
That doesn't get interrupted.
I know. I'm just. I think it's a nice wedding. Maybe even like something like on their way to a wedding or something like that. I don't know. I'm a sucker for weddings.
Wouldn't that be adorable though? So there's this. Did you get to the wedding episode of We Bare Bears yet?
I don't think I did.
Oh my god, it's good. What basically my premise is what if they did that but in Star Wars, like where you have like this the struggles of getting a wedding done. But like what if either you do one of two ways. You could either do it like just grounded like from the fan perspective as like a Visions, where it's like Star Wars fans trying to get married. There goes your Star Wars. But you're doing like the anime kind of like rom-com kind of capacity.
I would love that.
Or you go literal with it, where it's like basically it's all the wonders of the Star Wars universe, but it's just this very mundane story of okay, we're getting married, not a royal wedding, just an average wedding in Star Wars. Like, how does that happen?
But I don't know. I would honestly love that. I'm a sucker for weddings.
Hey, I'd like to see it. I don't think they're ever gonna make it, but I'd watch it.
Like a Star Wars rom-com anime episode, I would watch that.
Yes.
Get so if on the off chance that any anime studios in Japan are watching this, get on it.
Gotta be at least one. Plus, imagine how much easier it'll be to animate.
Yep. Like on the off chance that there's going to be a fourth season and any Japanese studios are watching, now you have your idea.
There you go.
And we promise we won't sue you.
You're welcome. Just do it and we'll say you're welcome. That's all.
Yeah, we won't sue you or anything.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that out of the way, let's move on to The Bird of Paradise. Animation done by Polygon Pictures. Basically, well, a very prolific CG animation studio. Specific works include the Godzilla Netflix anime trilogy and Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So this isn't the first time Polygon Pictures has dipped its toe into Star Wars.
Oh, far from it.
They're a very prolific CG animation studio. And I gotta say, for their first original effort into Star Wars, this pretty good. Especially in terms of the color palette.
Yeah, I was a little iffy on this one. It kind of lost me. Then it found me, like when I was watching it for the first time. It's definitely got more of a CG look to it. I think of all the shorts, even though the first one is like technically CG, but you can barely tell, and that's kind of cool.
I mean, this is more blatantly CG.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's more blatantly CG. And initially, I'm not saying it was like a turnoff. It was initially like, oh man, this is kind of first break from kind of like the various animation styles we've been kind of doing. But
I mean, you can still tell it's Japanese.
Well, yes, Jacob.
I'm just saying, like based on like the character designs.
Yeah. I'm saying this was like getting to that the RWY. I can never get the acronym right. The Ruby is just Ruby spelled weirdly.
You mean RWBY?
That one.
Yes, it's Ruby.
Oh, because it was just Ruby. But yes, it was a little bit. I was kind of fearing it was going to be kind of a Ruby thing. It was like, because I tried like the DC Ruby crossover and it did not land with me at all.
That's fair. I never really watched Ruby either.
Yeah. So anyway. So the idea of blind, what do you read? Is she's completely blind or like temporarily blinded?
It's ambiguous, but I think it's temporary. I think it's permanent blindness.
So you're saying it's permanent?
Yes,
Okay.
I think it is.
I was optimistic. I was hoping for temporary, but I mean, it looks pretty permanent.
I think what's kind of meant to be implied is that she regains vision through the Force.
Yeah. So the idea of blinding a Padawan, Nakimi, I believe is her name, right? Nakime?
Nakime, yeah.
Nakame.
But technically, the wiki does say she opens her eyes, gazing over beautiful landscapes. So maybe she gained her vision, or she's seeing through the force.
I think. Well, I mean, her eyes are. It's kind of hard to tell because there's a little that cloudiness on the eyes. But I'd like to think temporarily blinded. But again, that's the optimist in me. Regardless.
Either way, she is blinded, and she basically through 5 days struggling for survival.
Yeah, but the idea we've literally blinded her by like she was emotionally blinded during her fight with Amen.
Yep. But we don't actually technically see for the rest of the episode outside of like her hallucinations.
Yeah. So it's an examination of the Force, via like the blind Jedi's perspective, which I mean we kind of had with Kanan Jarrus in Rebels, which is interesting. We kind of saw it. We never saw it from his POV though, which was it was interesting to see that.
Also cheer it from Rogue One.
As well, yeah, but this actual Jedi, but yeah,
I know, but I'm one of the Force. The Force is with me.
yeah.
And
He was so good in John Wick 4, by the way.
who is he? Who is he again?
Yeah, the actor, Donnie Yen.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the John Wicks.
Do you know Jake? They just put a
blasphemy. I know.
They just put a documentary about the making of the John Wicks on Netflix.
Nice.
That's pretty good too.
I'll have to check it out. Well, I'll watch the movies first.
There you go. Anyway, so this is a very visual segment. The existential vision quest, just kind of like literalized.
Yeah, literal vision quest.
Yeah. So the idea of like the Sith as like an Oni tempting her with the dark side was kind of an inspired choice. That was kind of neat. But honestly, where it loses me a little bit is making the literal foe like the manifestation of weakness as a Jedi. It's not that it didn't play a little convoluted after a while.
And it's her like literal. It is kind of like Luke. It is kind of like building on like Luke seeing himself in Darth Vader from Empire.
I just think like sustaining that for like a large portion of the episode it makes me question like, wait, the initial fight like was it actually her? So this is just like her thinking about that, kind of like the Luke and Vader thing, which is the only way that makes sense. But I don't think that's really established well enough because at the end she's just alone. I don't really know. So I'm not saying it doesn't play. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it's it kind of lost me a little.
I can kind of see where you're coming from. I mean, I think. I mean, obviously, I think the strength of this short is the animation quality and like color palette.
Oh yeah, for sure. The color is great in this.
Like especially the George Takei frog.
Yeah.
Or I think it's supposed to be like a frog creature of some kind.
Alien frog, yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, I still like this one. Not again with you, not as much as the other ones, but I still think it's visually stunning to look at. And I would like to see if there is another volume. I would like to see Polygon Pictures do another one in this style. Maybe tighten up the story a little bit, but what do you think?
Yeah.
All right. Ready to move on to the last one, Dragon?
Yes.
With Black by David Production. David Production is best known for Fire Force, Cells at Work, and what basically propelled them into superstardom, the entirety of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime series. So, this was definitely a unique one. Definitely a unique way to end Volume 3, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Also kind of hard to talk about.
Yeah, this is the clanker for me.
Really?
Yeah, look, it's all style, no substance. It's my least favorite. It's got a great music choice. I will give it that. I love the music choice, but I think it was wasted on the story here for this one. It's just, I have no idea what's going on. That ticks me off.
Well, it's the battle. It's like an inner battle waging inside the stormtrooper's mind. I mean, as it's revealed by the end, like he's on the cusp of death. I believe it looks like on Hoth or an ice planet,
I guess.
and it's basically like his history, his past, that kind of thing. And he's like struggling. I will admit that it's definitely more of an experimental one.
I don't think any of Jay on paper that's a great idea. I don't think any of that. I don't think any of that really visually connects because there's a lot going on. Look, the art style. That's it. That's not bad. I don't think that. I don't. There was the pacing or something. I don't think it connected. I don't think I couldn't follow that story they were telling. It was just a lot. It was just visual jazz, man. And I know the music represented that, but I look. There's having a jazzy score, and then there's like I don't know. I it was easily my least favorite. I think it was. I can't even talk about this thing, man, because there's nothing to talk about. It's just a lot of just gunk thrown at the screen, like with a zombie-looking stormtrooper, and apparently it's because he's dying, but we don't really know that until the end.
Which is
It looks like he's just fighting with another one-armed stormtrooper, a zombie stormtrooper, kind of.
I think that's essentially what it's supposed to be, like this.
Yeah.
This psychedelic like breakdown of his mind as he's like basically his life is flashing before his eyes, and he's like wrestling and he's wrestling with his inner self.
Yeah, but I at the very least, I think it. I don't know. It just feels like we should have had a bit of a firmer start to get there. Like if we're gonna bookend it like that, I just feel we should have firmly established that okay, stormtrooper during a battle or like whatever, and then we see him at the end. I don't know. It just felt like it didn't connect for him. Did not land.
I said, I mean, I personally did enjoy this one. It's not my favorite from this.
I appreciate the style that went into it. I cannot track any story with this.
I mean, so I think that's just supposed to be it. Like, I don't think there's meant to be this cohesive story. I think it's just supposed to be more of an experience.
Yeah,
that's just where I'm coming from. Like, I tried summarizing the story the best I could. I haven't watched this in a couple days, so maybe I should have rewatched it.
That's what I'm saying. You don't walk away knowing anything about this.
And
neither do I. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying it's just
I'm just saying it's one of those things that kind of raises questions and makes you kind of almost want to go back to watch it. I mean, probably not you, but at least for me. Does that make sense?
I guess.
I don't know.
Makes about as much sense as the short itself, so sure.
I mean, I don't think what I said was that incoherent.
No, it's not incoherent. I'm just saying, it's like, it's...
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it definitely...
No, you're right. It's an experience. It's just, I don't know really what to do with that. It's like, okay, it was an experience, but like, I think there was a high bar set by all the other ones, and it's like, hey, freeform jazz. It feels like it's Star Wars, but it's interpretive. That's pretty much all I'm walking away with. It's interpretive Star Wars. It's kind of neat. We're playing with the animation. It's it's visual jazz, but that's about it. I just don't really at the very least ending it on that. It was like that was like them like okay, look, we've earned a lot of trust with the other ones. We're going to be able to do our experiment at the end, but I don't know.
And the thing is, the guy who directed this, I don't think he works exclusively at David Production, but he's actually known for his work in like the movie Akira.
Yeah,
he worked on that, and he's done a lot of work for Studio Ghibli, including Spirited Away and The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah,
so I'm saying the guy who directed Shinya Ohira has quite the animation pedigree.
I have no doubt he does. Otherwise, how did he get the gig?
Yeah. So like I said, this is what he interpreted, and this is what he came up with. And there's also technically another one that doesn't feature the Force or lightsabers.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, this is not falling to the quality side of things for you, at least.
Well, yeah.
All right. And that's what makes these conversations interesting, right? We both have differing perspectives on this one.
Yeah.
So, I personally liked it. Not my personal favorite, but not bad. All right. So Dragon, out of the bunch here, what do you think should receive a continuation of the new ones here? What do you think should receive a continuation? Or if any of the ones that already did get continuations, do you think should be continued? Outside of the Ninth Jedi, obviously.
Uh, yes. So the F series of shorts should be continued. I mean, I think a lot of people just want to call it the Bride series because of the Village Bride, but I mean, technically we didn't really carry over that part of the title, so I'm going to say just F. So hers definitely.
And she's not the bride.
Well, that's the thing. It's always they have to make the clear. Everyone just called her the bride. Was like, no, no, no. She's not the bride. She was at the wedding. That doesn't make her the bride. you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, so her.
like like the series could be called like the series could be like Star Wars Jedi F.
Yeah.
Or Star Wars Visions presents Jedi F.
There you go. So Jedi, Jedi F would be like the one I think definitively that one should get a continuation. Yeah.
All right, and I personally think Yuko's Treasure has a bit of potential, but not as much.
Yeah, I mean, look, Yuko. It's a great one-off with Yuko's, treasure.
Yeah, and maybe
Smuggler wasn't good. Smuggler was fun. That one I could see potentially getting a continuation, but
and maybe Song of Four Wings.
Yeah, no, it's a cute premise. So I'd be on board for that. As I'm saying, like you could sequels with those, but
I
at the
mean, I
very
mean
least, F.
F, and I still maybe Bounty Hunters as well.
I mean, yeah, but then we're just making sequels to everything.
I know, but I'm just saying it's kind of hard to just choose one.
Well, I think. Look, I mean, I would
I
like
mean,
to see them all, but if I had to choose one, very easily, F. Give F the F's the best one. Give F the sequel. We already did it once. Let's do it again.
I mean, if I can choose, I'd probably go for the same one.
There you go.
Now, let's do something else. Of the ones that did not get a continuation from season one, what would you have liked to see?
I don't want to. I can't think about all the season one episodes right now.
All right, I suggested the twins, which I think has potential, or Lapanocho.
Yeah, La Pinocho, off the top of my head, it's maybe, probably.
So those are the ones that I would go with.
All right.
So overall, I'd say outside of Black for You, I would say that I'd say this still landed strong as far as Visions goes.
Oh yeah.
So I think it proves that there's still gas in the tank as far as like making more of these. Like now, do you think they should do what they did for season two, and go back to worldwide for season four, or stick exclusively to Japan?
I think they should stick with Japan.
I mean, I can kind of see where you're coming from on that, but I would like to see more worldwide stories as well down the line. Maybe not under the Visions banner, but something else. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dragon, why don't you take us out then?
That'll do it for us tonight as we holster our remotes till the next installment calls for the draw mano a mano, just Plus and Us.
Thanks